The feminine is something that has been laid on to women. It's a mask. The feminine is not quite real. It's very difficult for me to figure out how I kind of nicked into the feminist movement. When I first heard about it, and when I first read feminist literature, I don't know, maybe I wished I'd written it myself. Maybe that's the problem. Because I thought everybody knew that. I thought everybody, who did I know? Who was everybody? I knew very few people. I was terribly innocent at the time. But I just thought that my friends and I all kind of knew that we were acting a part and that we didn't care, we didn't mind, it was a bit of fun. But, of course, it wasn't true. We were acting. We were acting that we didn't care. But we did care. We did care that we could never be paid as much as men. We did care that people didn't value our work very much. And yet, before our time, people did value our work. When men worked in the fields and women worked in the house, we were very valued. But then we were sort of on the cusp between when that was accepted and when it wasn't. I remember when the first woman at UNB took engineering. And that was really important for me. She dressed differently. She wore trousers. She wore a red and black shirt and went out with the guys and did engineering. And I thought, geez, that's weird. But it's right. It's wonderful that she's doing this. And everybody in town talked about it. It's a big deal. And I was so glad that she'd done it. I was more glad that she had done that than that people had written about feminism. It was the actions themselves that began to occur to me were important. But how they managed to get into my own work, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that very much of it does, except that that's how I think. And as you think, then it should nick into your work somehow or other. It should get in there. But I don't decide that it should. I don't do it on purpose. Because the women in my life were so strong, they influenced me just by their strength. None of them had an easy time of it. And it would have seemed they could have been disasters, but they weren't. They were really fine, noble women that people respected. That's how they influenced my work.